All right, well, this is going to be a good night tonight as we have a lot of good games, and this is a 1990s league. This is game number 10. As you take a look, I got to change the title league, game number 10. There it is. So I just changed it, forgot to change it. You see, this will be number 10 4-game series. And a lot of people, including Atlanta. Atlanta's 8-1. You can see all the different games, and really Oakland and San Diego, that'll be a good one. Milwaukee, Los Angeles, maybe, but a lot of good versus a lot of mediocre, and right now it's, forming right now. San Francisco, Montreal, Baltimore, and Toronto. It's a big game. Big game there. Scott Erickson versus Juan Guzman. So the Pirates are 4-5. Cleveland is 6-3. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to do the Chicago White Sox at the Florida Marlins. The 1997 Marlins. Tim Raines, Joey Cora, Frank Thomas. Thomas starting out a little bit down. Ellis Burks, Warren Newsom. The right fielder, Ozzie Guillen. The shortstop, Karkovice. Dan Pasqua, the left fielder. Craig Grebeck is the third baseman. Kirk McCaskill, 2 games, he's 1-0. His ERA is pretty bad. On the other side, though, Devon White, Jim Eisenreich, Moises Alou, Gary Sheffield, Darren Dalton, Craig Counsell, all these from other teams. Kurt Abbott, Greg Zahn, Alex Arias, and Alex Fernandez will be pitching here. We're going to be about ready to go, and here in Florida. And then after today, we're going to show all the different things. Here's the view. Wow. That was different. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Action Cam TV low. There it is. Actually, I like that one better. Action Cam TV low. So here we go. Tim Raines will start off. Fernandez will pitch. He's hoping to get, no, what in the world? I can't see a thing, and he's going to walk him. So we got to do this view, pitch camera. There it is, Action Cam TV low. So here's Joey Cora. Hitting .333, the top of the order. I mean, there's a lot of people hitting really well. There's Cora. It's going to be on the ground. They're going to pick it up. They throw to first. They get the out. So let's see. There. And now here's Frank. And it goes by him. And Frank Thomas is still here. So it's now a runner on third here in the first inning. 1 out. Now sacrifice position for Tim Raines. Frank Thomas already with 2 home runs. That'll be a hard hit. That's going to score a run. They throw to first. They get the out, and it's going to be 1-0 Chicago without a hit. So here's Ellis Burks, center field. It was a walk how he got on. Struck him out, and Burks goes down. There's no hits, but they get a run. We go to the bottom of the first, 1-0. Well, here's Florida. This is a big early season series. Both these teams are looking to try and make the playoffs. Kirk McCaskill. Here's Devon White. I know sometimes you go, and that's going to be Devon White to left field and a base hit. So White will go there and around first. So the first hit of the game to Florida. Florida is a very good team. Here's Jim Eisenreich. A lot of people thinking Florida and Atlanta. Can't wait for that series. That'll be a good one. And a base hit again. So now that's going to be 2-on. Are they going to third? No, it'll be first and second. So now they got to bear down, and here's Moises Alou. Kirk McCaskill pitching here to Moises. Bottom of the first inning, nobody out. Moises, it'll be on the ground. He errs. It's an error. He bobbled it. And it is an error on Chicago. Now the bases are loaded, and there's a huge jam. Here's Gary. He's hitting .320, a home run, 8 RBI. He can really jack these totals up. So he had one at bat. He got a grand slam the last time. So here we go, the pitch. Did it go? No. And a run scores. It's a wild pitch. And now it's going to be a 3-0. And let's see what happens here. Terrible start for Chicago. They walk him, and now the bases are loaded again. They're going to walk Gary Sheffield. And now here's Darren Dalton. Dalton, the first baseman, hitting .273. Little number to left field. Will it be far enough? This will be the first out of the game, and it's caught, and nobody's going to score. It's still 1-1, one out. So Pasqua with the catch in left field. And here's Craig Counsell, the second baseman, hitting .118 with 3 RBIs. That'll be a high pop fly, and not again. They're going to throw home. Will they be able to get him? And they're not going to get him. It's 2-1. 2-1 as Florida takes the lead in the bottom of the first inning. And here's Kurt Abbott, the shortstop. He's hitting .400. That'll be over to right field and a base hit. Let's see what happens. Will they score a run? They're going to throw it in, and he will be out. He's out at home. He does not score. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Florida 2, Chicago 1. I can't believe you'd go. I can't believe Newsom, Guillen, and Karkovice. As Fernandez will start off the second. Struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out. So Newsom goes down. Here's Ozzie Guillen hitting .324. 4 RBIs. He does have a stolen base. That'll be on the ground. It'll be 6. Safe. He beats it out. I thought it was going to be, 4-3. But now it's going to be top of the second inning, 1 out. Ron Karkovice, he's hot. .391. He's hitting .391 here. The pitch. That'll be a bunt, but it's going to be caught. They throw to first and get him out. And that's going to be it. We go to the bottom of the second. What an inning-ending double play. An incredible inning ender. It's 2-1. Bottom of the second inning. As you can see, the bottom of the second inning. I mean, when you take a look at, we're going to go, the third inning is when we see all the out-of-town scoreboard. Here's Greg Zahn. That'll be high and deep to left. They want to get the first batter this time, and they do 1 out. So Pasqua makes it. That's the one thing. You want to get the first out, and they weren't getting the first out. Here's Alex Arias. That'll be a hard hit to left, but will it be caught? Yes, it will, and it's 2 outs. So Chicago is starting to settle down here. And here's Devon White. Devon White 1 for 1 today. The first 3 got on. A little number to middle center field and caught. 3 outs. We go to the third inning. The score 2-1. 2-1, top of the third. Pasqua, Grebeck, and Raines. Here's Dan Pasqua, the left fielder. That'll be on the ground. This will be 4-3, 1 out. 1 out. Here's Grebeck. Third base, .333, a home run, and 5 RBI. And on the ground to first, that'll be 3 unassisted. And that'll be 2 outs. Now Chicago's settling down. Here's Tim Raines. Raines is the DH. He's hitting, I think, .441. High center field, a liner, and they get him out. We go to the bottom of the third to score Florida 2, Chicago 1. Bottom of the third, Eisenreich, Alou, and Sheffield. Eisenreich 1 for 1 today. In his career, he's a 284 hitter. He's only 174 right now. He only has 1 RBI. He's kind of really being pitched around, and there's a base hit for Eisenreich. He'll go to first. So here in the bottom of the third, here's Moises Alou, only an 0.62. Remember, he has 2 hits and 5 RBI. Remember, he had 1 hit and 5 RBI. The pitch, and it gets away, and he's going to go to second. So now second base off the wide. This ball's been all over the place. Eisenreich to second. It's been all over the place, hitting 0.62. It's Moises, a little looper. It's going to be high and caught. That's going to be an out, 1 out. He hasn't been doing a good job. Here's Gary Sheffield. Sheffield, 320 hitter, a home run, 8 RBI. That'll be high, pop fly, underneath, and caught 2 outs. 2 outs. Bottom of the third, Darren Dalton, the first baseman, 0 for 1 today. First 3 innings, he's hitting .500 though. And he's red hot in the first 3 innings and a base hit. They're going to come home and they're going to try and score. And they do. It's 3-1. The 11th RBI for Florida, and it's 3-1. Craig Counsell hitting 118. On the ground, it'll be 3 unassisted. We go to the fourth. Florida 3, Chicago 1. 4th inning. 4th inning right here. And we're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Right here, Pittsburgh up 6-0 against Cleveland. That would be a huge win for them. They'd be .500. Montreal up 1-0 there. Cleveland got a hit. San Francisco does not have a hit. Baltimore up 2-0. They need that win. The Yankees up, the Mets up 2-0 against Detroit. Kansas City 1-0 against Atlanta. Remember, we had the first game of that series. It was a blowout for Atlanta. Philadelphia 1-0 against St. Louis. And that's it. So Joey Cora, he'll start out high into left field. Underneath, and that's going to be 1 out. So a lot of outs now. It was a first inning where there were a lot of runs and base hits. But here's Frank Thomas, 0 for 1 today. He has an RBI. Talked to Moises Alou about, that's going to be a hard shot, right center field, and that's going to be an out. That'll be 2 outs. Not right center field, right to center field, I should say. And here's Ellis Burks, the center fielder. 0 for 1. Struck him out, and that's going to be it. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Florida 3, Chicago 1. And now we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-1, Florida leads Chicago. That'll be hard hit. It'll be shortstop in the outfield. The throw to first. They get him 1 out. So Ozzie Guillen, what a great play there. And Kirk Abbott is out. He was hitting .429. Here's Greg Zahn, the catcher, 1 for 5 on the year, 0 for 1 today. And they're going to walk Zahn. 4 pitches. 4 pitches. Here's Arias, Alex Arias. Struck him out, and that's going to be an out there. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2 outs. Here's Devon White, 1 for 2. Devon, the leadoff hitter, doing a great job. There is kind of a Struck him out, though, and we go to the 5th inning, the score 3-1. You look past Devon White, there's kind of a little bit of a Sahara Desert, and that's the way it is for Florida. But right now, Chicago starting to pick up their averages, going up and down. Here's Warren Newsom, right field, 0 for 1. They only have 1 hit today. Newsom strikes out, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Top of the 5th, here's Ozzie Guillen, 1 for 1. He singled in the 2nd inning. That'll be on the ground. They'll pick it up, throw to first base, and they get the out. 2 outs. Top of the 5th, Ronnie Karkovice, 0 for 1. And Karkovice, it'll be on the ground. Oh, and it gets by everybody, and a base hit. That's not going to be an infield base hit. Or it might be, I don't know, but here's Dan Pasquo for 1. So he likes to hit the well. He takes only 2 of his 28 at-bats. Our first pitch. And he'll walk there, down 2 are on, and 2 out Lightning with Chicago. Rebeck, third base, 0 for 1. 2 outs, the pitch. High, and he didn't like that one. The 324 hitter is gonna fly out, and well, Chicago had 2 out Lightning, but in a game like this, you gotta really do things. It is 3-1. So Jim Eisenreich, 2 for 2. Oh, that's deep to left field, and this might make it 4-1. And it is 4-1. Jim Eisenreich, 382 feet, and the Florida Marlins have a 4-1 lead. 3-1 to 4-1, and Florida's looking good. They want to go 8-2. Remember, everybody plays 4-game series, and here's Moises Alou. It's the second game of the series. I think we had the first game as well. On the ground and a base hit. So Moises Alou has his 3rd hit of the year, and he has 5 RBI. How about that? Gary Sheffield, the right fielder, 0 for 1. That'll be on the ground. Will they be able to get him at first? The throw, and I'm taking it. He gets him. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. And here's Darren Dalton. 1 for 2. And he goes to first. Bottom of the 5th inning, Craig Counsell. 0 for 1 with an RBI. Oh, and it hits him. And now the bases are loaded, and now they get a chance for the bases to be loaded again. Here's Kurt Abbott, 1 for 2. Struck him out, and 2 outs. 2 outs. And can Greg Zahn blow this thing wide open? 0 for 1 today. On the ground. Picked up. They go to second. They get him out, and that'll be it. They couldn't blow it open. We go to the 6th. So Raines, Cora, and Thomas. And right now, Alex Fernandez is bowing through, and that's going to be to right field. Frank Thomas will be out of here. Yes, no, it's against the wall. Frank Thomas. No, it's Tim Raines. Sorry, the DH. With a triple. Tim Raines. Why was I thinking Frank Thomas? He's next. Tim Raines gets a triple. And here's Joey Cora. 0 for 1. Struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out. They can't move Raines in. Sacrifice position. Here's Frank. The big hurt. What can he do? The pitch. That'll be on the ground. Will that end up scoring? Yes, it will. It is now 4-2. They couldn't get anything with the bases loaded last inning, and that was big. Here's Ellis Burks, 0 for 2. The pitch. Ellis will hit it on the ground, and a base hit. It gets through. So it's going to be right now 2 on with 1 out, top of the 6th. Warren Newsom, right field, 0 for 2. The pitch. Struck him out, 2 outs. Now they're really looking. Ozzie Guillen, 1 for 2 today. He wants an RBI. He has 4 on the year. The pitch. And they walk him. Here's Ronnie. 1 for 2. On the ground. They'll pick it up. They'll go to second. They get the out, and that's it. They can't score. We go to the bottom of the 6th to score. Florida 4, Chicago 2. They got 1 that inning, but they can't get more. Here's Alex Arias, the third baseman. Arias. Well, Cleveland is coming back. But here's Arias now. The Pirates led 6-0 in that game. Arias will be on the ground, swallowed up by the Big Hurt, 1 out. Big Hurt gets it, 1 out. Here's Devon White. Devon 1 for 3. 1 for 3, hitting .294 today. And here's the pitch. It'll be on the ground. Will they be able to get it? Second baseman, it gets thrown to Devon White. We'll get on. Now there's a little bit of an oasis here. With Devon White, you have Eisenreich, Alou, and they're down a little bit. Here's Jim Eisenreich, 3 for 3, a home run and an RBI. Brought his average up to .240. New pitcher is in, a strikeout, and they're going to take second. So new pitcher Jose De Leon. Jose De Leon is in pitching today. That was his first out, 3 pitches. And here's Moises now. Can Jose De Leon get him? Struck him out, and he does, and we go to the 7th. As I put on all of my broccoli, enjoy the 7th inning, the out-of-town scoreboards, and we'll get back to you in a minute. Inning, and Cleveland has tied it up against Pittsburgh. San Francisco's tied it up against Montreal. The Mets still winning. Baltimore winning 3-2 against Toronto, a big game there for them. Atlanta 1-1 against Kansas City. St. Louis 3-2 there. In the fourth, Minnesota leading Boston. Houston leading Colorado in the third. Chicago leading Texas. Texas leading Chicago in the fourth. And there we go. I can't believe Jim Tomei hit a 3-run home run, and now we're tied at 6. Pirates lose that game. That'll be big. Here's Dan Pasqua, left field, 0 for 1 today. High and deep to center. Shallow, 1 out. Here in the 7th with 1 out. 4-2 the score. Here's Craig Grebeck, 0 for 2. Alex Fernandez, 100 pitches. That'll be a little looper and caught, 2 outs. So Craig Counsell with it. 2 outs, and Fernandez has 107. They're trying to really use him to save their bullpen. Here's Tim Raines, 1 for 2. He's hitting .447. He has a triple, and there's a base hit. So Tim Raines has a triple and a single. I don't think he's going to get the at-bats he needs. So a new pitcher, Jay Powell, comes in. He's given up no earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Given up 3 hits, no earned runs. 3 2/3 inning pitched. And Cora, that'll be on the ground. They pick it up for 3, and that's going to be an out. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The score, Florida 4, Chicago 2. So Gary Sheffield 0 for 2 against Jose De Leon. And Sheffield straight away, and oh, what a diving catch. So this is a good game so far. 1 out, nobody getting on. The first inning was the highest scoring inning we've had so far. Here's Darren Dault, 1 for 2. Baltimore leading Chicago 4-3 anyway. That's going to be high to left center. Not enough, and caught, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 1 error. That's it today, and Craig Counsell. Counsell today is 0 for 1 with an RBI, 4 hits, 4 RBIs. He's like Moises Alou. Very efficient. De Leon. And ball 4. Everything was lit up there. And now Kurt Abbott. Chris Howard is in the pitch. 3.18 ERA. So here's Chris Howard against Kurt Abbott at 3.75. That'll be on the ground. And 6 unassisted. We go to the 8th inning. It's 4-2. Top of the 8th inning, Frank Thomas, Ellis Burks, Warren Newsom, Jay Powell. Right here, and here's Frank. 222, 2 home runs, 8 RBI. And Jay Powell right to Frank Thomas. Right back, the grounder, the throw to first, and he throws it away. So Frank Thomas will be on first. Not what they wanted. Absolutely not what they wanted. And here's Ellis Burks, the center fielder, 1 for 3. Jay Powell in to try and get just 3 outs. That'll be on the ground. 6, 4, 3, and they get him the double play. That's huge. And if you're Florida, you're loving it. If you're Chicago, you know you're upset. Here's Warren Newsom, the right fielder now. He struck out in the 6th, 0 for 3. Well, the Pirates are up 8-6 in their game. What a wild game that is. And ball 4, he goes to first. So Newsom will go to first. I thought we were going to have that game. But now here's Ozzie Guillen, 1 for 2. Powell, the pitch. Oh, that's going to be a base hit, so Chicago is putting them on again. And they're going to go to third. Top of the 8th, 2 outs. And here's Ronnie Karkovice, the catcher. 1 for 3. Home run and 5 RBI. Ed Vosberg is now pitching for Florida. They're just trying to get the out. 2 outs, top of the 8th. The pitch to Karkovice. On the ground, swallowed up. They throw to second, they get the out, and that's it. It's a little crazy. We go to the bottom of the 8th, Florida needing insurance. Bottom of the 8th, Zahn, Arias, and White. Greg Zahn, the catcher, 0 for 2. High in center field. And that'll be a catch, 1 out. So Florida 4, Chicago 2. Here's Alex Arias. 0 for 3 today, 1 for 7 in the season. And again, this will be short. They go to first, and they'll get the out, 2 outs. Howard is the pitcher, Chris Howard. Remember him from last inning. He's already pitched and had 2 outs this inning. He got the 3rd out last inning for Jose De Leon. And now here's Devon White, 2 for 4. Can he get Devon? And right to him. Chicago has 1 inning to try and do something. To score Florida 4, Chicago 2. Here in the 9th inning. And it is this is it. Pasqua, Grebeck, and Raines. Rob Nen is trying to get the save. Rob Nen, when you look at him, already he has 3 saves on the year. 3 saves going for his 4th save. He does walk players. He walks them, so you got to be careful. Pasqua. And here's Rob Nen. Struck him out, 1 out. Of course, Florida has that buffer. Chicago needs somebody on base. Here's Robin Ventura, the pinch hitter. Ventura. They walk him, and he walks him, and he puts a tying run on. So 4-2, top of the 9th, Tim Raines, 2 for 3. He's red hot. Can he do it now? The pitch. On the ground, and what a catch, but it's on the ground, and they don't get anything. It is a base hit. That'll be an infield hit. It's 4-2. Florida 4, Chicago 2. Top of the 9th, 1 out. And now it's Joey Cora. You got kind of an oasis here. You kind of got, a desert here. With the decks 2, Cora and Frank. 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Rob Nen. The pitch. Struck him out, and 2 outs. And now it's up to Frank Thomas. If they walk Thomas, they got Ellis Burks, who's red hot so far. Well, let's see what they do with Frank Thomas. Can he keep the rally going or even take the lead? The pitch by Rob Nen. On the ground should be it. Nen picks it up, and they're going to throw to first, and they get the out. And that's it. Florida hangs on and survives and wins the game 4-2. Equal number of hits, equal number of errors, and the Florida Marlins. That is one really good. That is a very good game, solid game that they played, and both Florida and the Atlanta Braves are looking good. 4-2 here. Jim Eisenreich gets the MVP, 3 for 4, and he had a home run and 2 singles. He scored all 3 times he got on base. You take a look here, Tim Raines was 3 for 4 also. Ozzie Guillen, 2 for 3. Eisenreich, 3 for 4 with Devon White, 2 for 5. Moises Alou, he's 1 for 4. He's got to start getting things going. McCaskill, 5 1/3 with the loss. Fernandez with the win. Powell, then Vosberg. Rob Nen with the save, his 4th. And Eisenreich gets it. So, here we go. Let's take a look at all the games. The Marlins beat the White Sox. Look at the Pirates. They lose to Cleveland, 13-9. We'll take a look at some of these. And the Pirates getting a lot of hits, bringing their averages up, but they're pitching. Oh my goodness, what a terrible loss if you're the Pirates. And as you take a look, Cleveland is a solid baseball team. Albert Bell scored 4 runs himself in a game. Mesa wins it. OJ, terrible. Randy Tomlin, terrible. And just Patterson blew the save, and Bob Walk came in. My goodness. But there it is. 6th in the bottom of the 8th. It was 9-7. It was 9-6, 9-7, and 13-9. We're going to start only getting people. The Giants score. They score 4-2 win against Montreal. They're now 4-6. The Orioles ended up winning 7-3 in that one. The Braves 5-4 there. The Mets get another win against Detroit 4-3. There's Carl. There's my cat, Carl. And he's looking at me right now. He's loving it. He's coming in. I might just, I'm going to, hold on. All right, so we're going to go. Philadelphia beat St. Louis 6-4. For Atlanta, they're 9-1. Quickly, taking a look there. Kansas City and Atlanta. Atlanta's averages are doing all right, but it's their pitching that is the best. Kansas City is starting to pick it up a little bit. John Smoltz, the player of the game, he pitched to 64. That's the thing. How long will they go? Houston is 7-3, a 3-2 win over Colorado, who's good. Minnesota 7-6 and 12. Look at that. It was 2-2 going into extra innings, and 2-2, 1-1, 1-2. What a game. Game log at the very end. How'd they win it? The single. Single wins it. 7-6, Minnesota beats Boston. A heck of a game. The Rangers get their third win, 7-3 over the Cubs. Cubs 6-4. The Yankees 5-2 winners over the Angels. The Angels starting to slide 3-7. The Reds 10-8. They win in the top of the 9th. Comeback against Seattle. Oakland 9-5 in their win, and LA 7-1. The top performance: Eric Davis of Baltimore, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. Albert Bell 3 for 4. A double, a home run, and 4 RBI. He needed a triple. Mike Piazza 5 for 5, 5 RBI, and he scored a run. When you take a look at the statistics, here you go. You can always pause it, take a look. Piazza, a lot of blue. Teams in blue looking good. The pitching leaders: Kevin Brown is one of the best. San Diego and Florida, like seriously, he is very, very solid. The fielding leaders: Brocious with 5 errors, very, very difficult. Streaks: Canseco with 10-game hitting streak. Chipper Jones with the 9-game scoring streak, and you see everything here. Hitless innings: David Cohn had 14 of them. Consecutive stolen bases: Delino DeShields has 8. Standings. Taking a look at this. The wild card, remember, your top 6 go. So regular season, here you go with all the statistical leaders. You have actually, let's take a look at league home. There it is, 5 hits for Piazza. There's everything there. Detroit, a lot of offense. Remember when David Cohn had a no-hitter? He was pretty good. So let's take a look at the standings really quickly. Atlanta's 9-1, Florida is 8-2, 7-3, 7-3, 7-3, then 6-4. Look at all those teams tied at 6-4. So it's Atlanta, Florida, Houston, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and then you have all those. I mean, it's early. The Pirates are 4-6, losing 2 really tough ones to Cleveland. Wow. Very difficult. Taking a look at the scores. This will be tomorrow. We might have Pittsburgh and Cleveland. That might be a game that we see. We want to spread it around a little bit and see some good matchups. Maybe Pittsburgh, Cleveland. We haven't had anyone yet. Zane Smith and Mark Clark from Jacobs Field. Oh, crap. Whoops. All right. Well, we won't. We said we've been ahead by a little bit. Sorry about that. Take a look at the scores now. I can't believe I accidentally hit that. The Red Sox won nothing. 2-1 and 11 for Atlanta. The Expos 4-3. Toronto 8-4. Philadelphia, Cleveland. The game we were going to have would be a 6-2 game. And we look here. Now we're going to take a look at statistics. You can take a look. We did everything here. Pitching, fielding, streaks, and MLB. Let's see with standings. There you go. 10, 1, 9, 2, 8, and 3, 8, and 3, 8, and 3. Then 7-4. Philadelphia and New York Yankees. The Pirates are now 4-7. So now what we do is we go to scores. And there you see it. Maybe Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Smiley against Dennis Martinez. We want to get kind of some of that going on. Florida looking good a lot early on. Looking good there. So that's going to be it for today. Have a great day. We'll see you later. Sorry about that mess up.